Welcome all, hope you're doing well. If you're joining me live, thank you for tuning in at this very moment. If you're tuning in at a later date, thank you for tuning in also, hope you have a good practice. This afternoon's practice is our Hatha flow, so the intermediate level practice. Always just playing around with the practice, there's no pressure, no force. Come into the point that you're confident. If you ever feel like you've gone too far, coming back a step from there. So to begin the practice, I encourage you to be in any seated meditative position where you can maintain a lifted spine. So you're sitting as tall as you can. If you're comfortable adopting a hand gesture or a mudra, you're welcome to do so if you find like it's helpful. Being in a seated position with the spine lifted, eyes lightly closed and mouth closed. And we'll just take a moment to really land into a right. And as you work towards creating a little space for yourself and space for your practice, you're aware that this isn't a space of resistance. You're not trying to push away any thoughts. Instead, we'll just encourage a shift of the awareness, of the focus, as you bring your awareness to your practice by becoming aware of the physical body. Know how the physical body feels. Any areas of holding, any areas of tension, or if body feels good. Making a similar inquiry into the condition of the mind. How are you feeling this afternoon? Are you feeling energetic? Are you feeling focused for your practice? Or are you feeling agitated or distracted? Without trying to change, just notice. And with this attuned awareness, we could bring our attention to the breath. With the simple intention of just witnessing, just experiencing the breath. We'll do so at the very tip of the nose. Tune into the breath. Sensation for the inhale. And the sensation for the exhale. Noticing the quality, the texture of the breath on the inhale. How does it differ on the exhale? And allowing your awareness to be completely consumed in the rhythm of the breath. Each time that it wanders, softly bring it back. Sensation for the inhale. The sensation, experiencing the exhale. Namaste Mudra. If it's comfortable for you, palms lightly press in front of the chest as you take a moment to set an intention, a sankalpa, or dedication for your practice. Releasing of the hands, chin to chest, and a few gentle blinks, opening the eyes. Namaste. We'll softly raise the knees up, or if you're in Vajrasana, releasing the legs, then crossing over. The knees raised high, thighs in towards the chest. You can have the hands behind you if it feels good, go for the shins. Feels very comfortable, you can go for the feet, we'll raise one foot. Feels good, we'll raise the other foot, but no fight. Breathe really well. Neck is long. If you haven't already done so, we'll begin to put a little conscious effort into the breathing. In through the nose and out through the nose as best you can. If you find it challenging to grab the feet and raise, you can be in the original position of clasping the hands in front and playing around lifting the feet from here. So choosing which is best for you. Light engaging through lower belly, base of pelvic, and to lift the spine. All is well here. Softly drop the chin towards the chest. Recognize the opening in the back of the neck. Gentle compression on the front. knowing that you're welcome to ground the feet if necessary, but fall as well without disturbing much, releasing out the arms. Extending the arms in line with the ears, the eventual intention, palm to lightly press. Feels good from here, slightly lift the chin just a touch, then turn the gaze towards the thumb. If there's any pressure on the neck, please do keep the gaze straight ahead. Any challenge in the shoulders, perhaps the arms are lower. Don't fight to raise the feet. Breathe. Exhale, release the hands. Release the feet and come to stand. Whichever way is best for you. Smoothly come up. We'll work towards the front of the mat and come about a foot's distance or so from the front of the mat and come to Tadasana. So Tadasana, your mountain pose, feet together, toes and heels to touch. Share that even weight in all four directions. Perhaps you shift the weight around for a moment. Hands come to the sides of the body, encouraging the shoulders to lightly roll open. Your gaze is front and set the chin back a little. And be there and breathe. Feeling that even weight in the feet, working towards. Light engagement to the base of the pelvic and below the navel. The whole body becomes active. Mentally prepare for a few rounds of your sorry Namaskara. Breath and movement as best you can, but no force. Breathe as much as you need to. Namaskara-asana. Palms to press. Straight line, left elbow all the way to the right. Breathe. Next inhale, smoothly begin to raise the hands. The intention is arms in line with the ears, while maintaining the ribs down. Often as you raise the arms, the ribs will come along also. Sternum maintain back. Be here and breathe. Beautiful. Still good. A very mild bend in the knees. Without straightening the legs, tuck the pelvic under, then a very slight back bend. Arms remain lengthening, not dropping the head back to any degree. Just gaze is slightly upward, fairly comfortable, slightly looking to the thumb, but no pressure on the back of the neck, no pressure on the lower back. Steady breath. Next exhale, take the hands to be shoulder distance apart, palms to face front. Push the hip back. Keep a bend in the knee, smoothly work front from the hip line. Now the intention is working parallel to the mat, arm maintained in line with the ears. If you find this challenging on the shoulder or the neck, please bring the hands to the hip, don't fight. Little practice, arm in line with the ear. If you want to play around with the arms extending, they can be lower and building towards in line with the ear. Breathe. Exhale. Smoothly fold front, hands either side of the feet, fingertips or the palms. Fold deeply, release the head, but mindful of dizziness. Without disturbing the position of the hands, as you inhale, step the right leg back a good distance. Ground the right knee on top of the toes. Pressurize the top of the foot, push the hip a little. Recognize left knee in relation to ankle, directly over. If it's beyond, scooch the right leg further back as best you can, but don't fight. Gaze front. Beautiful. Keeping the hands where they are. As you exhale, tuck the right toes, lift the knee. Left meet the right. The feet together, straight line, push the heel lightly away. The intention is shoulder over wrist. The heel is over the toes. Gaze is slightly front. Sternum a little back. At the end of your next exhale, maintain the breath out as best you can as you ground the knees. Squeeze the elbows close, allow the thighs to roll entirely to the ground, followed by the belly, the chest and the forehead. This is good. Roll the shoulders open, slightly tuck the hip up and back, but no pressure on the lower back. Sashtangasana. Allow the breath to flow here, no pressure on the neck. Super. Keep the shoulders rolling. A beautiful expansion of the chest. Next inhale, lift the head. Gaze slightly front. Shift front a little first. Note you haven't disturbed the hands. Then raise the head and the chest. Shoulders roll a little further and untuck the toes. Bhujangasana. Super. Next exhale, tuck the toes, keep the distance between the hands and the feet, bend the knee, push the hip up and back, Pururasana. Straight line, wrist to hip and hip to heel, knees as soft as you need to, little practice work towards straighter legs, not tempting to walk the feet closer to the ground, the heel, maintain a good distance. Bend the knees a little. Next inhale, step the right foot front. This may be one smooth step. If it gets stuck, helping hand as you need to. Knees over the ankle, ground the left knee now and tuck the toes. Push the hip a little, gaze front. Pressurize the top of the left foot. Note that the hands are still in the original position of when you folded front. Next exhale, there's no rush. Tuck the left toes. Left foot to meet the right. Feet together, folding deeply. Release the head. Beautiful. Next inhale, a good bend in the knee. Sit the hip back as if you're seeking a deep chair. Extend the arm in line with the ear. Raise the torso towards parallel to the mat. And be there, breathe really well. Similar to your forward fold previous moment ago. If this is challenging, hands on the hips. Arms lower, little practice in line with the ear. Sternum, little drawn back. Strong through the feet. Inhale, begin to raise. Keep the mild bend in the knees. At the top, bring the palms together. Slightly tuck the pelvic. Push the hip. No pressure on the neck. No pressure on the lower back. Not locking out the knee. Exhale. Tadasana. Namaste. Palms slightly press. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Extend it tall, mild bend in the knees, top pelvic, slight back bending. Exhale, work front from the hip. Maintain that length. Hands either side of the feet, release the head. Inhale the left leg back now. Ground the knee and tuck the toes, gaze front. Exhale, tuck the toes, right knee left, Dve Pada. Hold the breath out, knees, elbows close, rolling all the way down. Roll the shoulder, tuck the hips slightly. Next inhale, lift the head. Raise to Bhujangasana, shoulders still roll and tuck the toes. Exhale, tuck the toes. Bend the knee, hip up and back, Buddhasana. Bend the knees a little as you inhale. Left foot all the way front, no rush. Ground the right knee and tuck the toes. Exhale, folding deeply, feet together. Inhale, a good bend in the knee. Feel a mark all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. Padangustasana. Feet shoulder distance apart or even wider. Toes pointing straight ahead. Hands on the hips, knees soft. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk forward from the hip line. Smoothly feel and work. Coming to the depth that's appropriate for you. If it's within your practice, grab the big toes, middle finger next to the thumb, palm to face. Inhale, lift and lengthen, gaze front. Exhale, fall even deeper. Maintaining that engagement through below the navel, base of pelvic. Each exhale, explore a little further depth. Be active in your practice. Inhale, lift and lengthen, gaze slightly front. As you exhale one at a time, place the hands, whether it's the tips of the fingers or you're working towards the crease line of the wrist. Place underneath the feet, fall even deeper as you exhale. But note there's no fight in your wrist, there's no fight in the shoulder. The fold comes from the hip. Inhale, lift and lengthen, gaze slightly front. Exhale one at a time, hands to the hip. Keep the knees soft. Inhale, feel and work, no rush. Smoothly up. Exhale, Tadasana for a moment. Feet together, spine is lifted, that even weight. And we'll turn to the long edge of our mat. Stepping the feet about 3 to 3.5 foot apart, so not your wide Utthita Hasta stance of nearly 4 foot or so. Heels in line, feet parallel, hands on the hips. Maintain focus on a point in front of you. Your right toes out a little and your left toes out a little. Now you can be here, but if this feels steady, right toes out a lot and the left toes out a lot. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Sternum is back. Your next exhale, begin to bend at the knee. Your knees are shooting out in the direction of the toes. But as you come down, note that you're trusting your ribs front or folding from the hip to mimic that. If necessary, come back up, sternum back, pelvic a little tuck, then work from here. Very comfortable, interlace the fingers and push the hands down. Push shoulders are free. Chin set a little back. Breathe. If it becomes too challenging or uncomfortable at any moment, reduce the bend of the knee. Don't fight for depth. All is well, however, as you inhale, raise the arms up, shoulder height. Release the bind of the fingers, extend the arms out to shoulder height. The intention is moving through the shoulders. Think moving from your bicep rather than simply flipping the palms. Sternum is held back. Allow the breath to flow, turning the arms in alternate direction. When this movement is coming from your shoulder. How slow and steady can you work? Often when it becomes challenging, we want to move quickly. But feel the body's response. Beautiful. Flip both palms to face the ceiling. All is well. Extend the arms, be in line with the ears. Interlace the fingers. Good stretching the fingers, with shoulders draw down the back. Sternum is maintained a little back. Breathe really well. Recognize the response now through the arches of the feet, calf muscles, inner thighs, the groin, but there's no pressure in any of the joints. No fight in the ankle, no fight in the knee, no fight through lower back. Super. Little bend in the elbow. As you exhale, release the bind of the fingers, arms shoulder height. Maintain focus on your point as you inhale, straighten the legs. Feet back to parallel, then step your feet wider now. So you're stepping towards the Utthita Hasta stance, a wide-legged stance. Almost 3.5 to 4 foot between the feet, heels still in line. Turn the left toes in a little. Pivot on your right heel, turn your right toes out. Draw the left hip back. Square your hip and shoulders to face front. Sternum is back. Gaze to your right. Very comfortable, palm to face front. Your next exhale, hinge to your right from the waist. Note that you're not stretching front and folding. Maintain spine in line, then fold from the waist. You're coming to the point that you can maintain this hip opening, this shoulder opening, and an even weight in the feet. You feel like there's a lot of work on the right leg, come back up and share it with the left. If you haven't already done so, you're gazing towards the left hand. Gaze side or down as you inhale, raising up. On exhale, palms to face down. Maintain the gaze to the right, or bring the gaze to the right. Then bend the right knee. We're bending the knee to the point where the knee comes over the ankle. The first variation, first option is to release the right hand inside edge of the right foot, fingertip or the palm. Extending the left arm up towards the ceiling, gaze to the hand. If this is relatively accessible for you, let the right arm sweeps around the front of the right leg. Outside edge of the right foot, fingertip or the palm. And extend the left arm even in line with the ear. Stretching towards the front of the mat. Square it really, really well. Don't fight for that. Open the chest. Super. Strong through your feet. As you inhale, come halfway up. The intention here is hooking the left upper arm over the right thigh. No pressure on the knee. You're almost working towards bringing the left armpit if you can. Working towards hooking that over the right thigh. Palms to press. Very comfortable. Lightly gaze to your right. But no pressure or force. Recognize the alignment of your right hip. Is that swinging out to the right edge of your mat? Can you bring it more center where your right hip and your knee are in a straight line? Beautiful. Next inhale, coming back to center. We'll release the hands for a brief moment. Both hands inside edge of the right leg. Maintain a good bend in the right knee if you can. The left foot still grounded at that slight angle. All is well for you here. Take the right hand to be sitting a little bit behind the right heel. This is good. Try and tuck the right shoulder underneath the right thigh. But don't fight for depth. Recognize if your hips are raising up. Can you maintain a good bend? If you're very steady here and you're familiar, hook the right arm around and behind. Try and place it in the back of the right hip. Feel steady through the feet. Sweep the left arm around. Then open up the chest. Very comfortable gaze over the left shoulder. Any challenge in the neck, keep the gaze side. If necessary, gaze down. Super. Next exhale, smoothly rolling in. Both hands inside edge of the right foot. Pivot on the left toes now, so toes point towards the front edge of the mat and ground the left knee on top of the toes. Heel toe your right foot closer towards the right edging of the mat. Then turn the foot slightly out, so perhaps the ball of the foot may be off the mat. This is good. Allow the hip to sink down a little into it, but don't fight. Recognize the body's reaction. If you're very steady and comfortable here, one forearm comes to the mat, followed by the other forearm. But please note the reaction in the right knee. Grounding the right foot evenly as best you can. Allowing the front of the left hip to work towards the ground. You're not pushing it there. It's just working that direction. Where do you feel it? Where are the spots? Super. If you're at your forearms, with care, coming back. Grounding at the palms. This is good. Mindful of any sensitivity on the left knee. Bend the knee generously. Now you can work from this point. This is tremendous work. If all is well, turning your chest a little to your right. Then reaching back with the right hand, and you can grab the left foot from the inside. Often what occurs is we push the hip back as best you can. Keep the hip working front, then go for the clasp. Chest can face towards the right side, but if fairly comfortable, smoothly start to square your chest front. Sinking the front of the left hip down, and bringing the left heel a little closer towards the bum. Beautiful. Release the clasp of the left leg if you're there. Extending the leg straight. You can keep the left toes tucked. Right hand comes back onto the inside edge of the right foot and heel your right toe a little closer towards the center line of the mat. This is good here. Raise the back heel, raise the back knee even, and ground the left foot. Begin to walk your hands to your left and simultaneously pivot on the right heel. So your heels are working in a straight line. This is good here. Raise your torso towards parallel to the mat. Hands to your hips with it fairly steady. Take the hands behind, interlace the finger, roll the shoulder, expand the chest. Exhale, work from the hip. Folding deeply. Note the even weight in the feet. Often as we fold deeply in the initial stages of the weight more towards the heel, can you shift the weight to be shared more towards the front of the foot also? Next inhale, smoothly bring the torso parallel to the mat. As you exhale, hands to the hips, neck is free. Knees soft as you need to. Inhale, feel and work them all the way up. Extending your arms, shoulder height, Utthita Hasta. Right toes in, left toes out. Drawing the right hip back, square the hips, sternum back, gaze to your left. Flip the palm to face front. Next exhale, work to the left from the waist. Arms maintain in line. Hip open, shoulder open, sternum back. Inhale smoothly up. Exhale, palms to face down. Gaze to your left. Bending the left knee generously. Choose an appropriate variation. Left hand inside edge of left foot, extending the arm straight. Fingertip or palm. Left hand outside edge of the left foot. Feels good. Extend the arm in line with the ear, if you have the space. Feel and breathe. The chest is opening. The right hip is opening. No strain in the neck. Gaze side or down if necessary. Beautiful. Gaze down, inhale coming halfway up, hooking the upper right arm now, over the left thigh, palms to press. Gaze lightly to your left, feels good, you're almost looking towards the left shoulder, but recognize the freedom in the neck, don't force for depth. And keeping the right foot grounded, note if you're pivoting up onto the toes, keep the heel to toes grounded at that slight angle. Super. Next inhale, smoothly coming back to center. Release both hands behind the inside of the left foot. Can you keep the hip dropping down as best you can? Hip to knee in line. Being as you are is beautiful work. Little practice, left hand behind the left heel. Further practice, you're trying to sneak the left shoulder underneath the left thigh. Being here is tremendous work also. Feels good, however, the left arm sneaks around, trying to place the back of the left hip. Then the right arm comes up and over. Palms come into clasp. Roll the right shoulder, feels good. Gaze to the ceiling. No pressure on the neck. Gaze side or gaze down, if required. Super. Next exhale, softly rolling in, releasing both hands to the ground. Pivot on the right toes down, ground the right knee on top to toes. Heel toe your left foot closer towards the left edging of the mat. And turn the foot out slightly, about 45 degrees. Now you can be as you are, allowing the front of the right hip to drop down. Feel steady, however, if you can explore one forearm, and then you can explore the other forearm. But note the response. No fight in your knee, no fight through the lower back, no fight in the hip. If you come to the forearm, one hand at a time, come back to the hands. Keep the hip even sinking down, the right hip. Bend the right knee, mindful sensitivity at the knee. You're bringing the heel as close to the bum as you can, and you can be here. If this feels steady, however, the chest is lifted, you can open up your chest towards the left side and you're reaching back with the left hand. And you can grab the inside edge of the left foot with the hand as best you can. Recognize if you're straightening the front leg to achieve this, as best you can. Maintain that good bend in the left knee. Then reaching back. Bringing the heel a little closer. Chest square to the left. Feels good playing around in a different variation. You can slightly bring the chest front. Squaring the shoulders towards the back of the mat. Hip drops down. Note the response also in the front of the right shoulder. Are you collapsing into it, shoulder towards the ear? Push away the mat lightly. Super. If you're with the clasp, release the clasp, straighten the right leg and have the toes tucked. Bring the left hand back to the mat. Both hands come closer to the right edging of your mat. Then heel toe the left foot more towards the center line. This is good here with care. Raise the right knee. Pivot on the foot so you can ground the heel. Walk both hands to your right. Pivot on the left heel. So the feet come parallel, heels in line. Raise your torso parallel to the mat. Hands to waist, thigh, shin. If it's within your practice, grab the big toe. Inhale, length. Exhale, falling deeply. One neck is free. Red is long and soft. Each exhale deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the head, concave the back. As you exhale, release the hands towards the middle of your mat. Pivot on the left toe slightly, turning the heel rather, turning toes in a little. Pivot on the right heel, turning the foot towards the right, the front side of the mat, walk your hands around. Pivot on the left toes entirely, both hands either side of the right foot. Then stepping back for Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. Good distance between the hands and the feet. If you need to take rest, please do so at any moment, don't fight. All is well, you're up. Spread the fingers, palms grounded, torso back towards the thighs. But mindful you're not pushing with your ribs. Sternum maintain drawn, the whole of the torso works back together. Feet come together, and grounding of the knees. On top of the toes, walk the hands back towards you, and softly roll up. Spine is lifted. Turning to face the long edge of your mat and shift a little to your left side. Once you feel steady, one smooth step or a few steps, shoot the right leg out. Looking at your left knee, draw a straight line out. It's the right heel that lands on that line and the foot is at a slight angle. Hips square. Slight tuck of the pelvis, feels good. Inhale, extend the arms. Palms to press. As you exhale, fold to your right. Fold from the waist. Recognize that beautiful opening on the left side now. But maintain the hips squaring, maintain the shoulders squaring. Inhale smoothly up, really lengthen it. Exhale, release the arms. One smooth step or a few steps, releasing the right leg. Scooch a little towards the left edge or the right edging of your mat. As you shoot the left leg out, knee to heel alignment. The foot is almost pointing towards the front edge of the left corner of the mat. Square the hip. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, fold to the left from the waist. Often in an effort to mimic depth or to force depth, we'll end up twisting, feeling like we've got further depth, but as best you can, recognize where that right hip is. Hip is back. Chest is open. The right shoulder is back. Inhale, raising up. Exhale, release the hands. Release the left leg. We'll stay in the knees. We'll turn towards the front edge of your mat, or the short edge of your mat. Feet shoulder distance are a little wider. Toes to knees in line. Any sensitivity in the knees, please do double over the mat. Heel of the palm comes towards the back of the hip, upper buttock muscle, fingers pointing down, elbows work towards each other. Recognize the steps. Still good, top to pelvis, chin towards the chest. You can be as you like. All is well, however, maintain elbows working towards each other, feel an arch. If it's part of your practice, Ustrasana, the full variation, reaching back one hand at a time, but keep the hip pushing front. Recognize the snap arm towards the heel, hip pushing front, pelvis is tucked. Very comfortable, you can release the head back, but don't fight for depth. Breathe really well. If you release the head back, on the inhale halfway back first, then left hand across the front of the body to the right hip, right hand across the front of the body to the left hip. Come all the way up, unravel the hands. If it's within your practice, maintain the alignment of the lower limbs and sitting down into Virasana, the hero's pose. The hip is inside the heel, the bum is working to the ground and the spine is lifted. If this is a challenge on the ankle, the knee or the hip, build your practice with Vajrasana, knees or feet together, and be here. If this is challenging, cross-legged variation is welcomed. So choosing which is appropriate for you. Maintain the spine lifted, a long and steady breath. Chin slightly drawn back. Very comfortable. Extending both arms out in front, palms to face. The right arm on top, cross the arms over at the elbow. If this is challenging, the first variation rather is to reach for the shoulder blades. Build your practice here. Further practice, however, with the arms straight, crossing at the elbow, bend at the elbow, tips of the fingers towards the ceiling, backs of the palms rest against each other. Very comfortable, the right hand, which is highest, slides a little front. Then you try to bring the palms to rest on top of each other. Hands resting between the eyebrows. Raise the elbow a little away from the body. And as you exhale, get a little twisted to your left. Note as you elevate the elbows that you're not lifting your ribs to achieve this and arching to the back. Ribs are down. Sternum back. Red is long. Right shoulder drawing down. Inhale, center. Extend the arms out straight. Changing arms, left arm on top. Bending at the elbow, going for the bind. in between the eyebrow center. Raise the elbow up a little. As you exhale, twist to your right now. Or recognize the left shoulder. Left shoulder held back and down. Inhale, center. Release the bind of the hands. Hands to the thighs. And if it feels good, extending the hands in front but taking care. We're not going to suddenly straighten the legs. Just raise the hip up. Tuck the toes. Then keep the bend in the knees. We'll walk your feet back to the Adho Mukha Svanasana distance, the downward facing dog distance. Maintain a light bend in the knee. Beautiful. This feels good. Playing around with Vasisthasana, the side plank. If you find that challenging, or if you do have a challenge in your shoulder, you can bring your feet together and play around with the one-legged dog, so raising one leg up and maintaining it, and then changing as we do. If it feels good, however, raise your right foot up slightly, then try and ground the outer edge of the right foot, the little toe side, with the ankle in line with the wrist. One first variation, step the left foot front, keep the hip raising and work from here. If this is relatively accessible, there's no fight in the right shoulder, stack the left foot on top of the right, still good, extend the left arm up. You're very steady, gaze to the left hand, but don't fight. Base of pelvic, the navel is active. Exhale, rolling in. Back to the downward facing dog. Good distance maintained between the hands and the feet. Resting as needed. If it feels good, we'll balance our practice. Choose an appropriate variation. Grounding the outer edge of the left foot if it feels good. Ankle in line with the wrist. Right foot front if required. Perhaps the right foot stacks on top of the left. Keep the hip lifting, not too high. Working with that straight line. Heel to shoulder. Extend the right arm up. Very comfortable gaze to the hand. Push away the mat lightly. Next exhale, rolling in. The downward facing dog. Share that even weight. Sternum back. Breathe really well. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Gaze front. You can slowly walk front or hop front. Choose the variation that's best for you. No fight. Extending the legs out. Navasana. Don't force to be here. You can work with the one-legged variation. If there's any challenge in the lower back, feet can be grounded, just working with lifting the spine. If all is well, hands are up and the legs are up. Focus completely on the toes. Breathe. Breath is long, breath is soft. Exhale, bend the knees, ground the feet, then extend the legs out straight. From here, with the legs maintaining straight and the spine lifted, bend the right knee. The first option is to place the right foot inside into the left thigh. If this is relatively accessible for you and you've no fight on your knee or your hip throughout the practice at this very moment, you can fold the leg behind, toes point straight back, then open up the leg, open up the knee, so that it's a 45-degree or 90-degree angle created between the inner thighs. This is good, spine is lifted, no matter where you are, get a little twisted to your right. Particularly if the leg is folded behind, no pressure in your knee to achieve this. Recognize the first variation. Feel steady. Maintain this beautiful opening in the chest. Left hand, palm faces up, inside edge of the left leg, towards the thigh or the calf muscle. The right hand can come to the hip. Very comfortable, however, right arm in line with the ear. As you exhale, fold to the left from the waist. Now, any degree is welcome. Remembering the intention is to keep the chest open in this beautiful twist. Reaching the left hand towards the left foot. If it comes there, try and ground the elbow first. And the right arm comes over. Keep the chest open. Feels good. Gaze underneath the armpit. Inhale smoothly back. Into a little twist. Then back through the center. If it's comfortable here, bending the front leg, the left knee, and place the left foot against the right thigh. If you're in the first variation, perhaps you're coming into a cross-legged position. Your left hand left side and behind, the right hand hooks over the left thigh. As you inhale, lift, but keep the sternum back. As you exhale, little twist to your left. Feels good, the gaze follows. Each inhale length, each exhale depth, whose shoulders are relaxed. Next inhale. Coming back to the point where you can place both hands perhaps either side of the left knee, fingertips of the palms. Try to keep the spine as lifted as you can. Allow the left heel to move, the right heel rather, the back leg to move to straighten a little, so heel away from the buttock muscle. This is good. Raise the right foot, raise the knee. You could slide the foot along the ground, but if you're mindfully applying, keep the foot up as you bring the leg around. Left hand outside the left hip and behind, or right hand outside the right hip and behind. Raise the left leg up. Navasana. Your both pose, any variation being welcomed. No force for depth. Focus on your toes, bend the knees if necessary, lengthen the spine. Beautiful, bend the knees, ground the heels, extend the legs straight. Changing sides, bending the left knee, left foot on the right thigh, all is well. Fold the leg behind, toes pointing straight back, then open up the leg to that 90-degree angle. Right leg's engaged. Toes towards the ceiling, lift the spine, get a little twisted to your left. Feels good. Maintain this opening through the chest. Right hand inside of your right leg. Left hand to hip. Feels good, in line with the ear. As you exhale, hinge to your right from the waist. Hands reach towards the right foot, but you're never fighting for depth. You can be at any degree. Feel and breathe. Where is responding in the body? Inhale back, little twist. Through the center, bending the right knee, right foot on the left thigh if you're in the leg folded behind, if necessary, cross-legged position. Right hand right side behind, left hand over thigh, inhale, lift, sternum back, exhale, twist to your right, feels good, gaze follows. Recognize where's the chin, where's the extending front. Slight double chin. Inhale, coming back. Hands either side, fingertip or palm either side of the right knee. Straighten the left leg up behind just a little. Raise the knee, raise the foot. Keep the foot up off the ground. If you can, sweep the leg around in front. Left hand outside the left hip behind. Same with the right. Then raising the right leg back up, coming into Navasana. Any variation, bent knee. Straighter legs, focusing on toes. Recognize the chin drawn, base of pelvic, lower belly, active. Breathe. Beautiful. Next exhale, bending at the knee, all is well. A swan slide rock back. Coming onto your back and a little rolling side to side. Then coming to rest with the rolling. Keep the bend in the knees, you'll welcome the soles of the feet to the mat. Hands over the sides of the body. Heel in towards the fingertip. The knee over the ankle as best you can. Pressurize the feet into the mat. Chin in a mild double chin as you inhale. Pressurize the feet. Smoothly push the hip to the lower back. Middle back. Feels good, the upper back, but there's no pressure or strain on the neck. Exhale, rolling down. Upper, middle, lower. Feet firm. Inhale, pressurize the feet, smoothly push the hip. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, pressurize the feet, smoothly push the hip. Exhale, rinse. Inhale, pressurize the feet, push the hip. And be there, maintain it. If you're maintaining, however, no fight in the neck, check in through the lower back and the hip and check in through the knee. You can continue with the movement if necessary or take rest, don't fight. If it feels steady, feet evenly pressurized, lower body lightly engaged. You can squeeze the shoulder blade towards each other, tucking the shoulder a little under the back. Interlace the fingers, a little extra lift is created, but no pressure on the neck. Beautiful. Keep this lift. We'll release the bind with the fingers if you're there. Untuck the shoulders with care. Roll down with an exhale through upper. How firm your feet, the middle. Still firm, the lower back. Once you're firmly grounded, keep the good bend in the knee, but raise the feet up off the mat. The knees come in a little closer to hip distance apart, and the knees, the thighs towards the body, to where the knee is now stacked directly over the hip. Recognize perhaps there's a mild arch of the lower back, but focus on keeping the middle back grounded and the chin in a mild double chin. If this is good here, raise the lower leg up without extending the thighs away from the body. 90 degree, back to the thigh and the calf muscle, heel push away. Maintaining that mild arch through the lower back perhaps, or maybe even connected. And middle back is grounded. Chin is drawn back. Feel steady, extend one arm up and extend the other arm up. Draw, retract the shoulders back. Really, really well. Base of pelvic. Lower belly is active. A steady breath. If it becomes too challenging at any moment, please be aware of the steps we come into, how we've come into the posture rather. Any of the steps will build your practice. Breathe. Beautiful. Next exhale, thighs towards the chest, grab the legs, and towards the knees, around the spine. Nice tight ball. Inhale, release the head. Release the legs. Release and rest in Shavasana at the end of your practice. Choosing an appropriate position, readjusting the body to a point where it's comfortable and held. Lying flat on your back or bending at the knees. Being on your side. Being on your front. Let's feel and explore. Allowing the eyes to close, mouth closed. And as you come to the end of your practice, you're creating space to observe and to absorb all the beautiful changes that perhaps have been brought about by your practice. And within this space, you can release all the weight of the body, any tension that may be present, any worry of the mind, any stories, conversations, or narratives that occupy the mind that don't serve you, can all be released into the earth. All being accepted and supported, never being too much. And safe in the knowledge the body is held, the body is secure. Set your attention free to move through the body. On each point that's visited by your awareness, note sensation. What has been brought about by your practice? Any pulsing, any vibration, what arises? As your awareness begins at the very tips of the toes, moving through the deep stillness of the body, you inquire into the reaction at the ankles, shin bones, moving through the area of the knees, the thighs, buttock muscles, the whole of the pelvic region. Note the response in lower limbs from toes to hip. Your awareness moves with ease and grace up through the back of the body, at the lower back, middle back, upper back, stretching through the shoulder blades. Notice the release in the shoulder blades, the warmth. Sweeping around the front of the body into the belly. Welcome the release of any unnecessary holding at the belly. Feel warmth at the belly. Through the ribs, chest, moving through the tips of the fingers. Your awareness nestles into the very center of the palms. Through the wrists, elbows and the bicep, through the shoulder, collarbones, throat. Allowing your awareness to slowly spiral up around the neck until it arrives at the face and move through the deep facial muscles of the jaw, the chin, the tongue, the nose, eyes, ears, temples, forehead, the crown of the head. You become aware of the whole body. The whole body. And within this whole body awareness, welcome the even deeper essence of stillness to be experienced. The stillness in which resides a true, authentic rest. Whole of the body is still, whole of the body is rested. Noting where do you experience the rest the most, and be there for a moment. Whole of the body is still, whole of the body is rested. And as you allow the body to remain within this position of deep and nourishing rest, but softly begin to extend your awareness beyond the body. And within this extension of your awareness, allow it to transition to a more everyday awareness. This everyday awareness begins to influence your breath into being a little fuller, a little more conscious. Feel how the breath stirs the body. Stirring the toes, little ripple of movement, fingers, up into the head and neck, little roll side to side. As the feet come back together, extending the arms up over the head and behind, beginning with your feet, point your toes, tighten your feet, tighten your legs, take a big inhale, tighten belly, shoulder, fingers, up, tighten your body. Exhale, release. Right arm remains as it is, left hand to the belly. Folding the left knee, and gently roll to your right. Once you feel steady, little hand support, push up to any seated variation. And as you come to the end of your practice, just take a moment to note any difference, physical body or mind, to the start of your practice. Drawing your palms together, rubbing your palms, generate a little heat. Place the hands over the eyes, gently cup. Extend the massage throughout the face. Take the hands a small distance away from the eyes. Gently blink the eyes open, gaze into the palms. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you had a good practice. I hope the rest of your day goes well. I look forward to seeing you and connecting with you in your next practice. Thank you.